Are you able to hear me? Right. Let's start next chapter. Arrays. Any questions from last class? Okay. Tell me, what are the points we need to learn in this chapter? What are the different points we discussed in this chapter? First, need of this chapter. Second, what is an array and why an array? Third, when we must come in, how can we create array? Okay. Fourth, there is a concept called anonymous array. What the meaning of anonymous array? Okay, what the meaning of anonymous array? The next, sample programs on array. Then types of arrays. We have two types of arrays: single dimensional array, multi-dimensional array, and jogged array. Okay, and rules in creating arrays. And eighth, predefined class arrays. Okay, use of predefined class arrays and working with Java 5 new features. Java 5 new features for each loop and WORA. Okay, and 10th, working with Java 8 new features, stream API. Okay, these are the 10 points, 10 topics we have to learn. And searching and sorting algorithms. This is assignment. I don't teach. You need to work. Searching and sorting algorithms. Okay, let me start. What the need of this chapter? Why are you learning this chapter? In this chapter, we will learn storing multiple values as one group with a single name. Okay. In this chapter, we are learning storing multiple values. If it is a C language, multiple values. If it is Java, so you must tell multiple values and multiple objects. Multiple values and multiple objects as a single group, as one group with a single name. Next, also used for sending or passing and returning multiple values and objects as one group with single parameter and a return type. Single parameter and return type. Okay, so this is the target of this chapter. Okay, now tell me, I want to write a small program, class test01. Now here I want to store multiple students numbers. What did I write? Into student number equal to 101, student number 2 equal to 102, student number 3 equal to 103, student number 4 equal to 104. Okay, student number 5 equal to 105. So we need to write like this. If I declare number of variables like this, then what will happen? This program will become static nature code. Okay, it is a static nature code. We can, okay, static nature code because always 5 variables only created and always only 5 student values 5 student numbers only stored. Okay, tell me, I want to create these variables dynamically. Okay, first execution, I want 10 students. Second execution, 20 students. Third execution, 30 students. Like time to time, number of students, information storing is changing. Okay, na? Student to student, number of, no, sorry, execution to execution, number of students, information storing. That means I want to store, okay, we need to store multiple students numbers, okay, different number of multiple student numbers from one execution to another execution. Understand? From one execution to another execution, number of students are increasing or decreasing. Then if you declare 5 variables, lifelong only 5. But I want to change number of people decreasing, increasing, time to time decreasing, time to time increasing. In that case, what I should do? I must use array. Okay, here we must use array. We must use an array. And tell me now, array number of locations, can we change? Yes. Are you catching my point? Now tell me, what is array? How to create array? Why array? Now, array, if you want to create, you must use square bracket syntax. Int array following by ia variable name equal to following by, you want to create multiple variables as a group. If you want to create multiple variables as a group, you must use a syntax called what? New following by the data type. Okay, new following by data type. So tell me, new keyword will create memory na? Already you know object creation, data type chapter. You know how to create a memory. Now new keyword will allocate number of copies of memory. How many number of copies? How many? How many copies of memory will be created? The size you have to specify. If you write here 10, lifelong 10 only. Okay. Now I'm not specifying 10 here. I'm specifying size. One variable name I am writing. That variable I am initializing. This variable size I am reading from the keyboard. All you people know how to read from the keyboard. Scanner SCN equal to new scanner of. New scanner of. What do you write? System dot in. Now I'm asking user in. Okay. Okay. Int size equal to. Okay. Now scn dot next int below. Here I'm giving a information to the user. System dot out dot println. Print system dot out dot print. How many values do you want to store? How many values do you want to store? Then how many values he is entering? Let's say 5. That 5 I am reading, storing in size. That size I am passing here. Okay na? How many values I want to store? I want to store 10 values. Then how many memories are created? 10 memories are created. Let's say 20 values. Then 20 I pass. First execution 10, second execution 20, third execution 30, fourth execution 50. So tell me, one execution to another execution. Look at there. From one execution to another execution, can I change number of variables in the array? Yes. So tell me, array will provide what? Array will provide dynamic number of variables. Okay. Array will provide dynamic number of variables. You don't find this point anywhere. You take any number of websites, any books you read, no one will tell this point. Okay, everybody will say that array is a collection of values of same type. Array is a collection of values of same type. Array is fixed in a length. These are two statements, languages to language, faculty to faculty. Everyone will tell that nonsense statement. Array is a collection of same type of values. It is a fixed in length. First, this point should inject in your mind. Array will provide a dynamic number of variables. Array means not values. Array means what? Variables. Array is an object, right? Array is an object. It cannot store value directly 5, 6, 7, 8 9. It cannot store directly. So array background provide memory locations. Number of memory locations as many as you are asking. First, it will provide memory, and then we are storing values in those locations. So the definition of the array, first you should clearly understand. Then you can work programming with a clear visualization. Okay, na? With clear visualization. Then now try to answer. What is an array? An array is a referenced data type in Java. First point, an array is a reference data type in Java. In C language, it may be primitive data type, but in Java, it is a reference data type. What is array? It is a reference data type. Still, what is an array? Array is a collection of values or variables. Array is a collection of variables of same type. An array is a collection of variables of same type. Then what the use of it? It is used for storing multiple values or multiple objects of similar type. I'm using the word very clearly, similar type. So totally 3 points you must tell. What is an array? If the people are asked, you have to tell 3 points. What and why. An array is a reference data type. Okay, it is a collection of variables of same type. Collection of variables of same type using which the array is created. Same type using which the variables created. I mean, using which array created. If you create array by using int data type, okay, if you create variable by using int data type, If we create array by using int data type, then array is a what array locations. All these variables are a what type? Int type. If we create array by using double data type, all these variables are a what type? Double. If we create array by using string data type, all these locations are a what type? String. If we create array by using student, our own class student, then all variables are a what type? Student. If we create array by using int, it is meant for storing values. It is meant for storing values. It is meant for storing what? Objects. If we create by using student, it is meant for storing what? Objects. So what you need to answer? Now it is a reference data type. It is a in Java, array is a reference data type. An array is a collection of variables of same type based on the data type using which we create array. It is used for storing similar type, multiple values of, it is used for storing multiple values or multiple objects of similar type. What the meaning of similar type? If I create a variable of int type, then tell me what type of values you are allowed to store inside, either int or its lesser range byte short int. If it create by using double, what you can store, either double or its lesser range data type, what? Double, double, lesser type what? Float, long, int, short, byte, char, any of these values I can store. If I create by using string, I can store string or its lesser type. If I create student or lesser type. If I create by using animal or its lesser type, you can create. Okay, so now final conclusion thought should come to your mind. Whenever anybody asks what is an array, don't tell array is of same type of values. That is a wrong statement. Array is a same type of multiple variables. Array is a multiple variables of same type. It is not multiple values of same type. That is a wrong statement. Can I hope all people got clarity? And very important point, array creates. Array creates. Array creates dynamic number of variables. Array will provide or creates dynamic number of variables based on the size you are specified at runtime. Okay, now for example, I am reading the value, then size is this. And tell me now, here I want to display this array size. To display this array size, generally people say size, but you should say length. To display array length, array implicitly contain one implicit variable called length. Control 1, compile. Okay, I have to save this program first. Copy, paste, save. Oh, no, here. 4 p.m. arrays. Control 1 compiled. So we are getting some compile time error. Scanner is not found. Where scanner is found? Import java.util.scanner. Generally people take star. Okay, java.util.star. But as a software engineer, we don't like star. Okay, as a software engineer, we don't like star. We like to write class name every time. If you watch packages chapter, what is the difference between util.star, util.scanner, you will understand. Okay, so just go and watch it. Almost 4 to 5 points are there. Difference between util.star and util.scanner. Please watch packages chapter. Control 1 compile, control 2. How many values do you want to store? 10. Tell me array length how much? 10. I am reading, I'm not displaying size, sir. I'm not displaying size. I passed the size and I'm reading. Okay, I want to display all values of this array. How many locations? For that, all you people know how to write for loop. Come on. Okay, I'm writing, later I will explain you. Okay, now, or else I will do one thing, let me use predefined class. In a util package we have a class called arrays. Okay, to show you how many locations created, just I am trying to use this. Okay, arrays dot to string, I will explain the next program. Okay, ia control 1 compile, control 2. Okay, I'll do one thing, proper message I will display, double quotes, length of array or size of array or length of array, anything you can write. Next, values of an array plus control 1, control 2. And now I'm giving 3. Length of array how much? 3. Look at their values how much? Default values with 3 locations. And tell me, array object created with how many locations? 3 locations. Tell me. Now array is creates dynamic number of locations based on the size you are specified at runtime. I'm running this program again by giving 5. Look at there. What the array length? 5. How many locations are created? 5 locations with all values 0 default values. Look at the earlier 3, now 5. But if you come primitive variables always what? 5 variables you declared fixed, 5 variables only, gone. Right, control 1 compile, control 2, again I'm running this program. This time I'm giving 10. Look at there, how many locations array created now? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 10 locations. All you accepted what array is doing? What the need of this chapter? In this chapter we need to store, when we need to store, when we need to store a different number of multiple values or objects. Okay, multiple number of values or objects from one execution to another execution. Here we must use an array. Array will provide dynamic number of variables based on the size you are specifying. Tell me, I am creating string array. Can I create string array? String array SA equal to new string of size. Now I'm trying to display length of array, length of which array? This is int array. This is what? String array. What the default values will be available in a string array reference data type? 5. Okay, everyone understand? Look at that. How values do you, how many values you want to store? 5. Int array created with 5, default value 0. I have to display here IA na SA na? SA. I written wrong. I'm giving a, let's say 5. Observe now, 5 zeros and 5 nulls. Reference data type default value, nulls will be there. So I hope I given first clarity on need of this chapter. This chapter is used for storing. This chapter is used for storing multiple values and multiple objects. Multiple objects as one group with a single name. Can I add one more statement? This chapter is used for creating number of variables dynamically. Okay, for creating number of variables dynamically based on the size we are passing at runtime. Runtime means execution time. So it is, array is meant for creating variables, not meant for creating objects. Did you notice that point? Variables, array is meant for creating variables, not meant for creating objects. Array doesn't create objects. Array is a object, but it doesn't create object. Next, also it is used for storing multiple values and multiple objects. multiple objects as one group with a single name. Also it is used for passing, and returning multiple values and multiple objects from one method to another method, okay, with a single parameter and single return type. If you all understood, then I'll go to next point. Array doesn't create objects. Array creates only variables. Array itself is an object, but it doesn't create objects. Now tell me, what is an array? An array is a referenced data type, comma, it is an object, comma, it is an instance of one data type. It is an instance of one data type, either primitive or reference. Okay, for creating array object, we don't require any special class name. Okay, it is a reference data type. It is an object. Object is instance of one class na, one data type na. It is an instance of one data type, either primitive or reference. Is it clear? Then next tell me. Next point. What is an array? Still, an array is a collection of values or array variables. Collection of variables of same type. Variables of same type. What the use of array? Why an array? Same type, comma, it is used for storing, comma, passing and returning multiple values or objects, multiple values or multiple objects, multiple values or multiple objects as one group similar type as one group with single name, storing with a single name, single parameter and single return type. Definition heavy na? What is an array? Why an array? An array is a referenced data type. It is an object. It is an instance of one data type, either primitive or reference data type. An array is a collection of variables of same type. It is used for storing or passing and returning multiple values or multiple objects of similar type as one group with a single name, single parameter and single return type. Big definition, okay na? Comfortable? Tell me, if I create array by using primitive data type, we can store multiple values. If we create an array by using reference data type, we can store multiple objects. If we create an array by using primitive data type, we can store multiple values of similar type. Next, if we create an array by using reference data type, we can store multiple values of objects, multiple objects of similar type. What is that similar type? The data type used for creating. Here, similar type means same or lesser type of the data type using which we have created, using which we have created this array. Okay now? Next, shall I move to the next point? How can we create an array? How can we create an array? And what is an anonymous array? Fourth point, syntax for storing, reading, syntax for declaring, initializing, reading, modifying values from an array. First, I will explain it with primitive data type. Then we'll go for reference data type, step by step. How can we create an array? Any array you create by using data type. Data type. How can I say that it is an array? Array is created by using square bracket. Data type, square bracket, variable name, array name equal to, what do you write now? New keyword, data type, square bracket, size. Now this is a one syntax. We can create an array with three syntaxes. We can create an array with three syntaxes. One is new keyword syntax. Okay? New keyword syntax. Syntax one, this is. Second syntax is data type square bracket array name equal to floor bracket value 1 comma v1 value 1. I'm writing, okay, let's say value 1 comma value 2 comma value 3 comma dot dot dot. This is the second syntax. Third syntax is copy paste of both, combination of both syntaxes. What is that? New data type of. Here no size. You must not mention size. We can create an array with three syntaxes. First new keyword syntax. Second one is floor bracket syntax. Third one is new keyword and floor bracket syntax. Combination of both. When to use which syntax? Okay. Now first syntax. When we just you look at the syntax and you can tell, you yourself can tell. First syntax, when we use first syntax, when we know only type of values and number of values. When we know only type of values and number of values, when we don't know the actual values to store in this array, we must choose, voila, first syntax. For example, for example, we want to read values from keyboard from end user. Here we don't know how many values to read from, how many values entered, how many values want to enter, how many values end user want to enter. Then we must use first syntax. Is it clear? We want to read values, or let me add objects. We want to read values or objects from keyboard from end user. Here we don't know how many values end user want to enter. Then we must use first syntax to create an array, okay, with the end user given size. Can all people understood? Shall we try? Shall I try one program? What is this about? Test 02. Babu, anybody confusing non-IT background? అర్థమవుతుందా ఏం చెప్తున్నానా? Do people catch my point? Catching point? Are you watching or writing? Are you writing notes along with me or watching only? I want to read from the keyboard, no? To read from keyboard, import java.util.scanner. And then inside main method, what you write? Create scanner scn equal to new scanner of system.in. Next. I should ask the user how many values he want to store. How many values do you want to store? Int. Can I write directly like this? Int array ia equal to new int of. Can I directly write this? Can I directly write like this? Whatever the value I'm reading from keyboard, directly can I substitute there? Should I take into one variable and pass that variable? Compiled successfully. Its right is what? Int. And int size you have to specify. The value reading and substituted is compiled fine. Okay, na? Tell me now. Is this array contains any values? Is this array contains any values? If you watch variables chapter, now you can answer. When you create an object is a default, object is initialized with default values. Is this array contains any default values? Yes. How many locations are created? Come on. This line creates how many locations? This line creates how many? One array object with one array object with this line creates one array object with given size locations. Now, let's say I'm running this program Java test 02. Then scanner object connected to keyboard, display message how many values you want to enter. let's say 5 I have given. Then control is going to next line, SC under next passing and reading 5 value. Then now first variable name IA created na? Already we learned this topic in the data type chapter. Maybe you forgot. Gajnesh. Hello Gajnesh. Do you remember or forgot? This is a variable data type chapter. It is a variable equal to, and now new keyword create array object. Which array object? Int array object. Okay, int array object with reference 1010. Now new keyword will create what type of variables. You are creating array with what type? Int type. Int type of how many values? Given number. What the number is given? 5. Then implicitly 5 locations array created. 1 2 3 4. After this program, I will give you assignment. Expecting all the people write code. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Index numbers. When array is created or any object is created, implicitly default values are stored based on the data type. All these locations are what type of locations? Int type locations. All these are what type of locations? Int type locations. Then int type locations means memory locations. What value will be there? Default value. Then 10 return and stored on point. Everyone understand? So we have completed first syntax. What is that? When we know only type of values, when we know only type of values and number of values, when we don't know the actual values to store, in this, when we don't know actual values to store, in this case we must choose first syntax. Okay na? So this is the first syntax code. Tell me, after creating array, I should store values in that locations na? Right? I must store values in that locations. Then to store values in that locations, what I need to do? I have to read first value, second value, third value, fourth value, fifth value. How many times I should read? 5 times. 5 times. How to write the code? What do you call? IA off. IA off. Look at that. IA off. If you want to read value from the array, or if you want to store value in the array, if you want to access array, I told you this arrow mark represented by square bracket, and all these locations are represented by index numbers. Any of you remember? I told you that day, outer side looking like this, each one is a 0, 0, 0. But if you carefully observe the memory diagram, if you carefully observe here, this first location name is what? IA of 0. Second location name is what? IA of 1. Third location name is what? IA of 2. Fourth location name is what? IA of 3. Fourth location name is what? Fifth location name is what? IA of 4. So this is the each location variable name. Everyone understand that? I'm directly explaining the project level. Okay, is it okay? Or you want me to come to low level? Come on. If you want level, again at beginner level, Amirpet level, I will take. Are you understanding this project level? Directly I'm explaining at project level, okay? Now tell me here. First, I should take here index value 0 equal to, let's say 5. And then next value, next index is what? Don't write, or you can write, no problem. Now IA of 1, IA of 1, I am writing 6. Next, IA of 2, 7. IA of 3, what do you write? 8. IA of 4, IA of 4, what value, right? 9. So tell me, what am I doing here? Here I created array and here I am storing. What do you say? Do you understand these lines, 5 lines? Here I created array with how many locations? 5. And how many values I have stored? 5 values. But is this code static nature code or dynamic nature code? Static nature code. Why? Because I fixed storing values only for 5 locations and always with these 5 values only. Am I right? Then further, how to read values? System.out.println. System.out.println. IA of 0, IA of 0, IA of 1, IA of 2, IA of 3, IA of 4. Okay, tell me now. This is reading logic and this is storing logic. For reading, storing, I have written IA of 4 up to that. That means I am imagining user will give 5 only, then 5 values only I am storing, 5 values I am reading. This program successfully compiled. Somewhere printing mistake. Huh? Compiled, executed. How many values you want to store? 5. Look at that. 5 location array created and the given 5 values are stored in the array and then display. If I comment all these lines, then tell me what happened. We will get all 5 zeros. Okay, now all 5 zeros you will get. Everybody got clarity? Yeah? Now, listen, I am removing this this point. Tell me, what is this part? This is called array initialization. And tell me, what is this part? Int array IA semicolon. What is this part? This is array variable declaration. Now I'm writing IA equal to, this is array object creation. Prabhuji, correct? Array object creation. Here array object is created. This is not array object. This is array object creation. And this is array initialization means what? Array object initialization. What the meaning of array object initialization? Storing values inside array object locations. Then next, what is this part? Array object values reading and displaying. Array object values reading and displaying. You should be comfortable with this syntax. Please, all the people check once. All the people are comfortable. If you comfortable, I can convert it into dynamic code. Currently, I have developed static code. Think, all the people. I 1, then in one location 0 replace with 4. Okay na? 0 replace with 4, 0 replace with 5, 0 replace with 6, 0 replace with 7. Then I value how much? 5. I value how much? 5. 5 less than IA dot length how much? 5 na? 5 location array, right? 5. 5 less than 5? No. Going out, coming out, and then this for loop executed, all values are displayed. Control 1 compile and control 2. Okay, 5. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 array. Now tell me, is this program with only 5 values? Any given range values? I can give any size. I'm giving size, let's say 10. Then how many locations array created? 10 locations. Then this for loop executed how many iterations? 10 iterations. 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? Totally 12 values. I started from 3 na. That's why 12 came. If I start with 1, only 10 will come. Okay? Then all values are displayed. So finally, what is the understanding you got? This program become dynamic array, static array, dynamic array. According to your program, you can develop. Can I hope you got idea how to write code? Shall I give one small assignment for your practice? Once you practice this code, then I will take you to the next one. I will not help you. You only should help. You only should develop. Okay? Test 0403. Okay. All you people listen and you try later. Okay, yourself. Let's say I know type of the values. Okay. I know type of the values. I know number of values. And also I know what values to store. In that case, what should I use? Is my question understand? When we know type of values, number of values, and also the actual values, all three I know, then what should I use? In that case, we can use first syntax also, but we'll prefer second syntax. Why? Okay, again repeating, we can also use the first syntax, but we prefer second syntax. Why? Let me show you. Come to the code, you will understand by code. Look at here. What is the second syntax? Int array ia equal to flower bracket semicolon. I know what type of value, int. I know what are the actual values, 3 comma 4 comma 5 comma 6 comma 7. I know what are the actual values and how many values also. How many values I need to store? 5 values. What are those 5 values? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then I have to choose this syntax. Just look at here. What happened? Array variable, declaration, array object, creation, array locations or array initialization done in single line. Na? Single statement, even not a single line, single statement. Rabuji, did you understand the advantage of this syntax? What is the actual syntax? This is actual syntax or first syntax is actual syntax? First one is the actual syntax, but what is the advantage of second syntax? It will decrease the number of lines of code we are writing. Then immediately what you do, we will display values. Okay, array values. Array values. Bolo, what do you write now here? For int I equal to 0, I less than ia dot length I plus plus. What do you write here? System dot out dot println double quotes value, same code, plus plus and double quotes plus ia of 0, I of 0. What do you write here? I bracket I plus 1. Control 1 compiled, control 2 executed. Look at there, I'm getting values 1, 3, 3, 3, 3. Why? All three only coming. Why? Why all three coming? Why 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 not coming? Wonderful, wonderful. Intentionally I have given there 0. In exam, people will give 0 here and you will be trapped, but your answer will be 3, 4, 5. Okay, option number 1, option number 2, option number 3 will be there. Option number 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 will be there. You blindly tick and come out. Be careful, right? Here 0 used, I used, carefully verify. Always you work with memory diagram, don't work with imaginary. I of 0, go here and come. I of 0, same location, go and come. You should practice that, okay? And now I of I, if you write, then we will get correct values. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now tell me, if you use the first syntax, any problem here? No problem. Int array ia1 equal to new int of, okay, 5. I want to store int type 5 values. What are those values also I know. Then ia of 0 equal to 3. Did you understand the lengthy code? I of 0 equal to 3, I of 1, I of 2, I of 3, I of 4. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the lengthy code will become simple code. So that's why second syntax came into picture. Control 1 compile, control 2. Now look at there, array values 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can I hope both syntaxes are comfortable when to use which syntax? Okay, I will give you one more assignment for you. I want you work at home yourself. Will you work? I want both syntaxes you have to use, and the third syntax I will explain in tomorrow class. Because third syntax is combination of both syntaxes. If you get clarity, then third syntax easy for you. Now I told you array is used for what? Array is used for what? Storing both values and objects, multiple values and multiple objects. Now develop a program to store multiple student objects as one group by using an array. You must develop program by using both syntaxes, new keyword and size, new keyword and floor bracket. This floor bracket is called initializer. Okay, this floor bracket is called initializer. Okay, you must develop this application statically and dynamically by reading student object values from keyboard. Consider student number, student name, course and fee values to store in student object. Okay, can I hope will work? Can I hope will you develop this code? So if you develop, then tomorrow class will be more easy. And to use this syntax, for example, we have already values generated in a method. With those values, if we need to create an array, we must choose second syntax. We can also choose first syntax, but it is lengthy code, increases number of lines. Okay, so I'm expecting all the people to work on the given assignment, and tomorrow tell me, have you completed the syntax also? Syntax for declaring, initializing, reading, modifying values from an array. We completed this point also. Declaring, what is the syntax for declaring? Data type, square bracket, variable name. For next, array declaring, creating. What is the array creating? What is the syntax? Variable name equal to new data type, square bracket size. Next, What the syntax to initialize? Variable name of index equal to value or object. What the syntax for reading? Syntax for reading and displaying. System.out.println of variable name of index. What the syntax for modifying? Same syntax. Here what, right? New value or new object. That's it. So tomorrow we'll continue rest of the